Once upon a time, in a peaceful meadow near a wide forest, there lived a little sparrow named Chirpy. She was small in size, but her heart was filled with kindness. Every morning, she would fly high in the sky, sing her cheerful songs, and greet the new day. She loved the forest, the meadow, and above all, her friends the rabbit, the squirrel, the turtle, and even the mischievous crow. One day, dark clouds began to gather above the meadow. The air grew heavy, and the sound of distant thunder rolled across the land. Chirpy looked around and became worried. She had a tiny nest to protect herself from the rain, but what about her friends? The rabbit lived in a burrow that often flooded during storms. The squirrel had a broken tree hole that could no longer keep him safe. The turtle had his hard shell, but it was cold and lonely inside. And the crow, though clever, had nowhere to rest when the wind grew wild. Chirpy knew that if she didn't act quickly, her friends would all be in danger once the storm arrived. Thinking fast, Chirpy decided to build a home not just for herself, but for all of her friends together, a place where they could laugh, share food, and most importantly, stay safe from the coming storm. She flew over to the rabbit and said, "We need to do something before the storm arrives. Let's build a house where we can all stay safe together." The rabbit nodded, and they set off on their mission. First, Chirpy needed materials to start building. She fluttered from place to place, searching for strong twigs, soft grass, and sturdy leaves, but soon she realized the task was too big for her alone. So she chirped happily and called her friends to join. Each friend contributed in their own way. The rabbit hopped through the meadow, collecting the softest grass he could find. The squirrel scurried up trees and brought down strong twigs and nuts. The turtle, though slow, carried large green leaves that would make a strong roof. And the crow, with his sharp eyes, found shiny strings and sticks to tie everything together. Together they worked from morning until the sun began to sink behind the trees. The meadow was filled with sounds of rustling leaves, snapping twigs, and cheerful laughter. Slowly, under Chirpy's guidance, a little hut began to take shape beneath the great banyan tree. It was not too big, not too small, but just right for all of them to live inside as a family. Just as they placed the final leaf upon the roof, the storm arrived. Heavy rain poured from the sky, the wind roared like a wild animal, and thunder shook the ground. The friends quickly ran into their new home. Inside, it was warm and safe. The grass made a soft floor, the twigs gave strong walls, and the broad leaves formed a roof that kept out the rain. The friends huddled together, listening to the storm outside, but inside they felt no fear. Instead, they felt grateful and happy. Hours passed, and finally the storm faded away. When the friends stepped outside, the sky was clear, and the meadow glistened with drops of rain shining like diamonds. The air was fresh, and the earth smelled alive again. They looked at their little hut and smiled. It wasn't just a shelter made of grass, twigs, and leaves. It was a home built from friendship, teamwork, and love. From that day on, the hut beneath the banyan tree became their special place. Whenever the rain came, they gathered inside. In the summer, they rested in its shade. In the evenings, they sat together and shared stories. The crow no longer teased. The squirrel was never lonely. The rabbit felt safe, and the turtle finally had company. And at the heart of it all was Chirpy, the little sparrow whose kindness brought everyone together. The animals learned a precious lesson. When friends work as one, even the smallest creatures can build the strongest home. And in that home, they found not just safety from storms, but a bond that would last forever. And so, the sparrow who built a home for friends was remembered in the meadow as a symbol of love, unity, and the magic of true friendship.